Good morning. It is 10 o'clock in the morning here, and I am washing up some fruit that I should have washed up a couple days ago. And I'm going to take out the bad ones, the ones that look like they could spoil the party in the refrigerator. Spread the brownness or whatever they do. Cut the big stems off and just leave them in snack sizes. And then later on today, I'm going to make Copycat Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supremes. I've got a chub of ground beef here. Now, if you know, I made a bunch of flat baggies of ground beef to put away in the freezer. I'm trying to switch out to all flat so they thaw faster and so that they take up a lot less real estate in my freezers. So I'll show you that's all done. It's in another freezer. Hold on. So here are those, and somewhere in here is also, I hope, I got to make sure I did the chicken. I know I did one of them. Let me make sure I did them all though. And then, what it takes, the rest of what it takes is, this is a mess in here. It really is. I put that upside down because I thought it would be less top heavy and quit toppling out on people. And, pot stickers and the meat and random stuff. If we had a contest for the weirdest thing in your freezer, I'd win. I swear I would. I've got something weird you don't have. Anyway, that's enough about that. I'm going to talk about chalupas now. Chalupas. Crunchwrap Supremes. Okay, so I texted my son who works at the grocery store, and I said, hey, I have an ingredient I don't have and I need, so bring that home and bring it home before you go hang out at your girlfriend's house, because typically what happens is I see him very seldom. He's going to be 23 in May, so I don't see him very often. He goes to bed when he gets home because I make him come home by 1 a.m. just because he lives here and I want everybody in. I put some baking soda in this to try to help with that. Releasing dirt and stuff from the grapes. I've heard that grapes are just the filthiest fruit. They really, not from pesticides so much, but just from foreign matter that is allowed to be in grapes, including bird nests and bird business. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I said I don't have the proper cheese for this Copycat thing, and I need you to bring it right after work, and then you can head out to your girlfriend's, and I'll see you again at bedtime. Or if you two decide to come for dinner, I'll see you then. They typically do that if they know I'm making something good, and they wanted to know what night was I going to make these. So I hope it works out. Today is Monday. It's the 20th. I believe it's the first day of spring. And it's the usual 50 and rain. It's not real, well, we call it rain here, but it's spatters. I put this in the kitchen window in a glass milk bottle just because I thought it looked country. Country kitchen. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get busy on cleaning up so I can get the other things that I need together and get my thoughts together to make this video of the Copycat Crunchwrap Supremes. There we go, all done. I cut them in like 3 and 4 grapes per stem at the biggest, and some of them are only 2 or 3. And I'll put them in the fridge, and when my son's girlfriend, Amanda, gets here, she'll be so happy. This is her favorite fruit, and she always searches for them in the fridge. One day she walked up to me and she said, "Mom, we have a terrible, terrible problem." And I said, "What is it?" And she was serious, and she says, "We're out of green grapes. We don't have any green grapes." So we have green grapes today, Amanda. Strawberries now. I also put a little baking soda in there. And so give that a whirl. Got one of these chops I never use. Lint all over me. Been doing laundry. Oops, sorry. So that'll give it some clean. I'm going to let it soak for about 5 minutes, and then I'll cut it up and put it in a container too with the grapes. Not with, but beside the grapes in the fridge. Okay, here's my strawberries. These came from Fred Meyer Grocery Delivery. last week, whenever that was, and they're just not that ripe. It's always disappointing when you get them like that, when a lot of them are half white. What I do is I cut the top off and then I kind of core it to get most of the hard white out of it as I can. So you end up with a lot less product. And I'm kind of spoiled because, you know, you can't go wrong with the Costco strawberries. They don't mess around at Costco. They're just all winners. You know, they don't have them if they're not ripe. I guess they say no thank you or something, in my experience. So produce is produce nowadays, and it is what it is. Next, here we go. This is what I'm going to wash up next, and I know these are already supposedly pre-washed. Maybe they're not even. I always assume they kind of wash them up, but maybe not. Pre-wash anywhere? Does it say that? Let's look over here. Fresh, quality, flavorful, authentic. Nope, doesn't say pre-wash that I see. So when are they good to? March 20-something, 6th. Let's get these done today too then. All right, I need to turn on some more lights. I have the broccoli cut into little bites, like some are a little bit bigger than that. Let's see, about this big average, because it's going to be in a salad. So I'm going to put in dried cranberries, sunflower seeds, green onions, I think. It's been a while since I've made this, probably since last summer. Anyway, it's a favorite, and it's kind of a side dish. Whether I make these Crunchwrap Supremes or not depends on if I get a call back from the kid at the store. I'm certainly not going down to the store to get that one ingredient. I can make those tomorrow and they can eat whatever they can find. Or, what I'll probably end up doing is just using a different kind of cheese and dealing with it. That's what I'll do. Okay, so I'm going to wash this up now. I decided to wash it after I cut it rather than all the stems and everything together. Please excuse the noise. I'm trying to get the smoke out of here. It wasn't serious. So I decided to make that broccoli slaw. I don't know if that's what you call it, broccoli salad. So right here I've got little bitty bites. I've got the not sesame, I keep doing that, sunflower seeds on top. They came out of this. And this came from Fred Meyer Kroger. So that's that. And then over here, I've got the bacon. I decided to do it in the oven rather than mess with the pan on top. And this one got way down, and that's what the smoke was all about. I'm going to cut this into little bitty pieces and throw it in with the broccoli and the sunflower seeds. Oh, I need to either put craisins or raisins. I'm on the hunt right now to see what I'm going to use. We have a winner. So these are craisins, and that's what I would typically use, but the best by date on these isn't until the summertime. These are this month. So dried cranberries it is. That'll be fine. I'm so sorry I forgot to show you the dressing. So it's 1 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and a ½ cup of granulated sugar. So I'm going to put it in here, mix it up, and pour it over the top of this, and then that's it. That's all for my video. Okay, I'm back. Ignore the cookbook mess on the floor and all the papers that I have around. I'm making the slaw now. Okay, so decided on the actual dried cranberries because they were going out of date, best by date this month. So broccoli raw, small pieces, sunflower seeds, and dried cranberries. And now I'm going to take scissors, and the scissors are clean. I put these through the dishwasher actually, and I'm just going to cut. It's just easier than when you do this on it with a knife on a cutting board. Sometimes the pieces go flying. Dogs like it. They think it's awesome. And they were pretty sure this was for them when they could smell it. So I've got them on paper towels so that it'll drain. So there goes one now. It didn't go anywhere but the plate. Anyway, I was thinking while I was doing some other things like washing fruit and cutting fruit and stuff. Anyway, I was thinking I'll listen to some music. Do you guys ever do that? You know, you can go on YouTube or Google or whatever, and you can say, play this or play that. Well, I started out playing one thing, and then I realized while that was happening, you know, I think I'd like to listen to some Tina Turner. So I did Tina Turner's best hits. And I remember when I was a young teenager in Oklahoma, and Tina Turner was popular around the same time that Cher was popular. And I was Team Cher. I thought she was everything in a bag of chips. She is. She's great. But on the other hand, hey, yeah, I dropped some that time. Anyway, here comes a poodle. So anyway, I thought that Tina Turner was gross. I remember telling a girlfriend, oh gosh, she's sweating. You know, because she'd get up on stage and she worked like a dog and she'd break a sweat, you know. And then you'd look at Sharon, she's flipping that dry hair back and she was just all, you know, pretty and put together. Not that Tina Turner wasn't pretty. I think Tina Turner's beautiful. But anyway, nowadays, they're both, I think, in their 80s now. And they're both, you know, living their best lives at this point, I imagine. Cher just married to some 26-year-old, I think. Yeah. So anyway, Tina Turner is, the older she gets, the more wonderful I think she becomes. She's just, you know, set in her life. She's done things her own way. She outlived the man who beat her up on a regular basis. She lived through the struggles of being a kid with no money and a poor family. And there goes another piece of bacon. Anyway, so anyway, what I was seeing in Tina Turner was strength. And again, I'm not throwing shade to Cher. I still like Cher, but what I was seeing in Tina Turner was strength. She, when I saw that movie, What's Love Got to Do with It, was when I started to change my mind about her. You know, it's about how she became who she was, how she started singing, and her life with whatever his name was. I can't remember. He went to prison. He was awful. Like, anyway, so, you know, you see her fighting to stay alive, just to keep her children, herself safe, living with an abusive partner like that, and watching him do things that were horrific right under her nose while she was married to him. You know, he'd just have women over while she was working. Anyway, I was thinking about the strong women in my life, and so I'm thinking, there's my mother, who was also a single mom for a long time, and, you know, worked whatever jobs she could get. And everybody has their struggles, but, you know, she did. And then there's my daughter. My daughter is, oh, you know what? I was going to eat that because it was burned, but I'll wait. My daughter has had big struggles. The kid's dad he's got some bad addiction issues, and so he's been a hard person to, she couldn't stay married to him because she couldn't, you know, let the kids grow up with that. And so anyway, she's done it all on her own. She's gone through college on her own. She's, you know, got a job that's, you know, paying enough that she can at least live. Anyway, there's also the midwife that was my mentor that took me under her wing with the very first birth at home that I ever assisted with. And she reminds me so much of Tina Turner because of the dark skin. This midwife is also dark-skinned, and she's done some crazy stuff, you know, but it's in her blood. They say that midwives live on adrenaline and coffee, probably like EMTs or firefighters, I don't know. So anyway, I remember one time, and I can tell you this story because this child that was born was related to me. There was some issues after the baby was born with the placenta. The placenta can sometimes get sticky, and no matter how hard you try or what herbs you try or what drugs you try, there's a lot of different things you can try, they have to go in surgically. So that means, of course, a transfer to the hospital. So anyway, she did the best she could. You got so many hours that pass by state law before you can say, okay, we're gonna we're going to have to transfer. So she called the closest hospital and got the OB, and that's a polite word. I was going to say S, but the OB on charge told her that it was her problem. If she decided to do a home birth, she could handle it, and that he wasn't going to take her emergencies because he wasn't cleaning up after her, etc., etc., etc. Not naming this a midwife, by the way. So I remember her grabbing her lipstick out of her purse, and while talking to this OB, she was saying things like, well, yes, sir, doctor, thank you so much for taking my call. I know how busy you are. And yes, we'll go on ahead to the nearest hospital, and probably there won't be any emergencies. And I do appreciate that you are busy and you cannot take this emergency, even though you're the nearest hospital. And that's when he started backpedaling. And so he said, all right, you get her in here, you get her in here now. So she hung up the phone. She did her other things, her mannerisms that she did when she feels like she's going to fight, but she can't because she doesn't want to hurt anybody else. And she went back into the mother. Again, this mother is related to me, as is the baby. And we had the baby breastfeeding because that will sometimes release placenta from after the baby comes out. So anyway, she goes in and she tries a little harder. And I was in the other room getting the oxygen put up and the meds put back in the bags and all of that. And she came out of the bedroom to the living room where I was putting things away with her hands over her head, holding that placenta. She looked like Rocky. She removed the placenta. The mother was fine. I didn't even know what happened. She just did it. Because sometimes when they're sticky, there's some fuss, between both midwife and mother. So anyway, she was a woman of strength too. And she still is. I don't mean to talk about her like she's dead. She just lives down the road. So anyway, she was amazing and strong. And the older I get, the more I am attracted to strong people, and I have an aversion to fluff. I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're wrong. I don't have time. I don't have that much time left probably, And if I make people's acquaintance, I can name a whole lot of women. I just did only name the ones in my life that were closest. But there's some women that just never have ever had maybe an opportunity to have to be strong. I'm going to stop. And you probably know strong women in your life. And we already had Women's Day, like a week and a half ago or something. Probably should have talked about this then. Anyway, my bacon is all chopped up. I am going to need a bigger boat. I don't want to ruin this burned piece because I'm going to eat that, I swear. I like burned meat. I don't know why. Charred meat. I shouldn't say burned. Okay, so hopefully this bowl is just a little bit bigger. And in they go. Oh, it's not a lot bigger, but it's enough bigger. I'm going to make the dressing next. I'm going to put this bacon that's not black in here. You can't see it. Oh, I missed a piece. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to eat it. We'll cut this up too. And then I'll show you the ingredients for the slaw, but I won't make you watch it because this is getting entirely too long. And I'm going to save the Copycat, what are they called? Copycat, Taco Bell, Crunchwrap Supremes until tomorrow because I've not heard back from that kid. But you know what I found on the table here? His phone charger. He may not be getting any calls. You have to call his girlfriend. But anyway, I'll do the Crunchwrap Supremes tomorrow. There's always another day, right? Tomorrow's another day. Who said that? Was that Scarlett O'Hara? Another strong woman. My husband is from the Deep South and has never seen that movie. No, he has seen it. He hasn't seen To Kill a Mockingbird, one of the Southern movies. And I'm like, what? We are going to have to fix that. He's not one for TV anyway. Okay, so this is mixed, and I need purple onions. I need raw purple onions in here too, and so I'll do that. But other than that, it's just going to need the dressing, and then it goes into the refrigerator to marry, and then you serve it on the side. And I do not know what the side will be tonight. Like I said, I'm probably going to go ahead and just do the Crunchwrap Supremes with regular cheese instead of the nacho cheese liquid kind, like you would probably see if you were going to Taco Bell. That's that. If you like what you see, if you like to talk story, I do. If you like making recipes and memories, I hope you come back. Don't forget, subscribe. I love that. I want to meet ya. Bye-bye. Go out and find some joy.